All right. And there we go. We are live on Facebook. Happy Wednesday, Shredder Nation. I am so excited to be here for our Thursday morning come a live call this week. And I am saying Thursday morning because we have a bunch of guests with us calling in from Australia. So I am even more excited to show how far we are reaching with this amazing ER Shred protocol. For those of you who don't know me, I am Heather Sika Leonard, head of the ER Shred board. And I am filling in tonight for Sean Escobar, one of the co-founders of the ER Shred, as he is away on vacation. And that's okay because the show continues. The Shred is always happening. We are always here for that. Before we get started on our testimonials for tonight, I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Lenny Evans, who finished up our Shredder's Way training last week, an epic 7-week training about sharing the Shred, the ER Shred Way. If you want to learn more about that, head into our community, www.shreddersunite.com. That will bring you to our business community, and we will be happy to give you more information around that training. A huge shout out to Mr. Jesse James Jaminek, who was back with us last night. A minor technical glitch, but the call came through at 8:40 my time. Amazing interview with the Shredder on Fire, Tony Trowbridge, I believe I am saying his name correctly. Great call, lots of energy, lots of information. It's amazing to see his transformation in only a few weeks. And we are absolutely so glad to have our nutrition ambassador back from his schooling to have a vacation from that, to be back with us on that Shred Your Body call. So thank you to everybody. Before we get started, just a reminder, we do not treat, cure, prevent any diseases. This is a nutritional protocol to help your body start to function itself. The written disclaimers are in the link in the Facebook community. So on that note, let's just stop with all the announcements and get to work. And let's hear some of these amazing stories. So Julie Marchak, calling in from Canada, woohoo, will be our first call tonight. Julie, are you there?
Yes, I sure am. Thank you.
Hi, Julie. Welcome to the call.
Thank you for having me.
Now, first question has nothing to do with the Shred, but what are you passionate about?
What am I passionate about? My family, I think. It's I have two twin girls that are 19 and then a 22-year-old, and I live, eat, breathe, exercise. I do everything for them. Probably too much for them sometimes, but they are my pride and joy for sure.
Absolutely. And that's what, parents are. We are caregivers, we are caretakers, and we always want to do what's best for our kiddos and always looking out for them. So who shared ER Shred with you?
Lisa Woolney shared the ER Shred with me. So she's my team leader with Isagenix. She's in Alberta, and I've been doing Isagenix for almost 7 years now.
Wow. So you joined around the same time I did. I did Mother's Day 7 years ago. That was my Mother's Day.
I think the 15th of May or something is my start date. So.
Oh, awesome. So what have you experienced?
Well, I lost a ton of weight with Isagenix. I lost 145 pounds. So I lost over half my original body weight.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you're in the 100-pound club.
I'm a 100-pound club member. Yes.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. So and I had huge success right out of the gate. I was, you would not recognize me. I was a totally different person with totally different ambition, a lack of luster, a lack of wanting to do anything, and lack of confidence, you name it. I lacked it. And I was suffering from all the different health ailments out there as well. So I was about 41 years old, I guess, when I got started, and I wasn't living the life. I created a beautiful life, but wasn't living and enjoying it because I wasn't physically or mentally capable of it anymore because I let my health go so badly. I was worried about everyone else but myself. I lost 100 pounds in the first 7 months of Isagenix. And then I went on to lose another 30 within the first year. So 130 pounds in the first year. I was a proud 100-pound club member and continue to be. I do a maintenance weight every year and continue to hold my 100-pound club membership, or whatever, sponsorship or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I was an Isabody finalist in 2018. The last year they did North American finalists. So I was one of 15 finalists selected across North America. And yeah, I got up on the stage in Nashville was when I got up on stage at the celebration there.
Oh, wow. That is an amazing journey.
Yeah, it has been amazing. I'm grateful every day for so many things that Isagenix has given me.
And one of the things that, you know, we were chit-chatting before the call opened, and you referenced it in here as well, is that you're always taking care of everybody else and not yourself. What is your advice to people that do that?
Don't do that. I love my girls and they are my pride and joy, but I do have priorities now for myself. So a priority is to make sure that I'm eating 3 meals a day. A priority is that I'm making sure that I get up and I exercise every morning. You know, I made it work. I got up out of bed at 5:30 in the morning so that I could go exercise and be home before it was time to get them up out of bed and start the day. So those things had to be and continue to be routine and priority for me.
And what have you noticed since you put yourself in that priority?
Well, I'm enjoying life like I didn't even know was possible. Again, I'm a new person. You wouldn't recognize me, you wouldn't know me from my before and after pictures almost. So I'm now able to outplay my girls, outrun my girls, outsmart my girls, you name it. And they're in their 20s. So
that is awesome. So 2018, you were an Isabody finalist. To that October of 2020, ER Shred came around. So there's still some time in between there. So what was going on and what made you take a look at the ER Shred?
Yeah, well, I did actually do a fitness figure competition in 2018 as well, in the transformation category. So I got up on stage in tiny, teeny bikini and shredded myself. It was a lot like an Isabody because it was in a transformation category. So I really depleted my body. I kind of got healthy and then I kind of went unhealthy to the other side of things. So I've taken my body to both extremes. And neither one were good. I was, again, I got blood sugar problems. I had blood sugar problems before Isagenix and I got blood sugar problems training to go into a stage, right? So I needed to find a balance. So after 2019, I started to not know where I fit. As Isabody finalist, it's a common knowledge that we all really struggle after that high of being a finalist and not only a finalist, but also that high of being on stage in both the fitness figure competition and in the Isagenix world. So it's like, yeah, you come off this huge adrenaline rush and you just don't know what to strive for next, right? So I did lots of things. I tried lots of things. My probably year prior to starting the shred, I went 100% vegan because I'm like, let's try this. Like I now always need something new, a new challenge, a new goal, taking things to another level. So, plant-based was huge. Isagenix just had come out with the plant-based stuff. And I was like, I'm going to go full vegan. So I went full vegan and I found that I was doing it. It was okay. I wasn't getting huge results. I was craving lots of carbs because I just didn't know how to, I wasn't feeling full and satisfied. And it was a big job to prepare vegan food all the time because you don't just eat a bowl of lentils, like you just don't eat a steak, right? Like it's just not the same. And I got to the point where the weight was creeping up, but I was feeling so unsatisfied and I was lacking energy. And I was aching. I think the big thing that made me change is I was aching every night. So I'd sit down and everything would ache. My joints would ache. My muscles would ache. I'd be like, oh, I must have trained really hard at the gym today. But it just happened every night. So I was like, something's not right. So Lisa called me up and said, have you seen this ER Shred? And I'm like, yeah, I stumbled across it. Like, oh my gosh, they don't drink Ionics. Like, what's wrong with them?
can be added back once it's deemed
I know, you know, and I didn't add it back because I didn't need it. Like, I just had like, I mean, I'm 100% Isagenix. There's nothing out there better or bigger or nicer or healthier. I am like, I live, eat, and breathe Isagenix. So it was a little bit different to think. I'm like, okay, well, they're still drinking shakes, so that's a good thing. And, you know, like, can I eat red? Like, I've never been a big meat eater. Like, can I eat red meat? Like, I don't do well with red meat. But I'm like, Lisa's like, no, let's try it. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And she's like, let's start December. I think she wanted to start December 26th. And I was like, you don't tell me a month ahead of time that you're going to start something in December. I'm like, I'm starting now. So I started, it was in November. I started with 2021, I think, was the first shred I did. And I lost 10 pounds. I stopped aching. I started sleeping better at night. Like, things just really changed for me. And yeah, I definitely was feeling a lot better. So I was like, I need animal protein and I need animal fat. This vegan thing is not what I need. And yeah, I was really worried about not eating my fruit and vegetables, but I survived without fruit and vegetables. And I don't, you know, like every now and then I'm like, oh, I need a carrot, or I'm going to have some celery, but I don't need to live off of fruit and vegetables anymore like I was. So.
Oh, and congratulations, 10 pounds on your first shred. But yeah, what I hear even more is the aches stopped and your sleep improved. Yeah. What other side effects like that did you experience?
Yeah, again, the weight is not a big thing for me anymore. I've kind of let that go because I know what healthy is now. I know what unhealthy is on both spectrums of being overweight and obese and being almost underweight and not feeling good. So my goal in life is to be healthy and have the energy and to be strong, right? And not only my body, but my mind too. And that's why I really love cleansing. And I've done lots of research on cleansing, and I don't want dementia like my grandparents got. Like, I truly believe I'm on the right track and I'm feeling good. And so that is the most important. And yeah, I've worked out in the gym for 6+ years, lifting heavy weights, and I've never been able to up my weights. I've been at almost the same weight since day one. I'm not day one, but as long as I can remember, like, it was always a 20-pound dumbbell, and it was always a, 135-pound deadlift. But now I'm adding, like, I added weight this morning. I hit new personal best again this morning with my leg press. And I was like, 410 pounds leg press. Like, I couldn't even do 3 plates aside before, like, and now I surprised, and I hadn't even eaten for 60+ hours. Like, I was literally coming off a cleanse and I was able to push weight like that.
How did that feel?
It feels amazing. Like, you feel on fire, right?
That is powerful.
Yeah, it is, because it's so nice. And yeah, like I said, I have 20-year-olds in the gym, and the men look at me and go, she's not putting more plates on there, is she? And then, oh my God, she's not even struggling to push that. Like, they don't expect it from me.
Girl power. I love that. Mm-hmm. So tell me, what do your 19-year-old twins and your 22-year-old think of this protocol and you doing this? And are they joining?
They're a little funny about it. They're, even my husband, I had him try one and he just couldn't get on board. But like, my husband's let it, like, he was a finalist as well with Isagenix. So we're a rare couple that both of us were finalists. He was a Canadian finalist the first year in 2020. So he's struggled with like huge stress through COVID, and he's put on extra weight, and he's now struggling with high blood pressure. And I'm like, honey, like, look at me. Like, I know it doesn't seem right, but you need to try, because otherwise you're going on high blood pressure medicine here in the next week or two. So I can't, I just can't push it too much with anybody else in my house, but you know what? They're all eating grass-fed beef now on a regular, because I wouldn't cook beef regularly before. And now when I do cook it, I buy what, I buy it because I can afford to buy it, and that's what my family needs to eat. And the butter, I don't buy margarine anymore, and I avoid the canola oil additives and things and sugar like, I shop differently, so they are getting the benefits of that as well.
Well, and like you shared, you're the caretaker in the house. So I'm sure
Yeah.
you're doing the grocery shopping. So they're stuck with whatever's in the house, right?
Exactly.
And that
Exactly.
I experience as well.
Yeah.
I am so excited to hear about this. Is there anything else on your heart you want to share?
I don't know. It's just, I mean, Isagenix is an amazing product. I do feel that they've been a little lost lately with this whole, the beauty side and things. And I just love that the ER shred is so basic and back to the simple steps, because I am true simple. I've been around too long to get too messed up with all the extras. And I said, the big things I've learned is that a supplement is a food. And I think if I'd known that a long time ago, things might have been different for me, because I struggled but then, you know, I'd struggle and then I'd be like, well, I just had 200 calories in supplements and I'm not full. Like I just had tri-release and ionics and this and this and this nitro. And now I don't. Like now a black coffee is all I need before I go to the gym. Like that is and I enjoy it just as much as I did that nitro. And you know, like the products are great, but they were great and they did great things for me, but I also got lost in the products a little bit too, right? I do suffer from blood sugar related issues. Like now I'm on like a low blood sugar, where before I was a high blood sugar. And so, and I believe I'm borderline, PCOS. So I really need to stay away from those things like the grains and the dairies and the things. And those, now I'm feeding and fueling myself that serves my health. And that's the biggest gain I think I've gotten from this all.
Yeah. And I think that's really important, is you find your blueprint.
Yeah.
And that's the power of the protocol. We bring you to the narrow road, right? Like Susan's video, the road narrows. Like we do have this amazing menu of product available to us, but let's narrow the road to find out what works.
Yeah.
And then determine what do we really need to fuel our body, and let's keep it simple. Like I will tell you, teaching middle school, my ionics is cleared as a non-culprit. It is back in my life. but I get it. Like what do our bodies need? Yeah. The grass-fed cows we're eating are living on the grass and they're doing just fine. And they're fueling us pretty darn well, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So, what a great share, Julie. Thank you so much for being here, calling in from Canada. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's take it across the oceans. And is Karen out there? If you know how to unmute.
Mute. Got it. Hi.
There we go. We've got the shredder from down
there. Thank you for your wonderful, amazing journey, sharing that with us.
Oh, yes. Wasn't it a great share?
Yeah.
Karen, you are calling in from Australia?
That's right. I'm in Perth in Western Australia.
Oh my goodness, Karen. So it's Thursday morning for you. So good morning.
Great. Good morning. Good
evening.
Right.
So what are you passionate about?
I have to say mainly, I guess, food and travel. I'm a chef by trade and I absolutely love food. I love being creative with food, and likewise with travel. I just love going to different places and exploring. That feeds my soul. Yeah.
Those are great things though, because it's all about experiences, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And learning about places through food. It's experience.
That too. Yeah. Different cultures. And how what sustains them and what they like and how different it is to other places. Yeah.
So who shared ER Shred with you?
I discovered Isagenix last year, probably about June, through my friend Bev, who's also on this call. And I was just so fascinated with the integrity and the quality of the food. And I just started looking on well, mainly Facebook, because that's a good platform. I just was curious about what Isagenix was doing in other places, and I stumbled across a Facebook page in it's called, I've got stuff written down, so I'll look in my notes. Isagenix Lifestyle Facebook page. It's in the States somewhere, and it's run by Liz. I have to shout out to Liz Hiscock King, because that's her page, and I was pretty inspired with her, how she runs her page, and lots of information. And that's how I discovered the shred. So I stumbled across it through another Facebook page.
Okay.
Nobody shared it with me as such. And then I sort of joined the page, and I've been watching for a while.
How long
From the
did you,
sidelines.
how long did you watch us on the sideline?
Probably about maybe 3 months.
Okay, why do you think you were just watching on the
I
sideline?
was a stalker. All right, a stalker.
That's okay, but what was it about the ER shred?
Oh,
Like hesitate and just creeped on us for about 3 months, which is totally fine. I creeped on it for a little while too. I creeped on Sean and Crystal before the whole thing shifted into ER shred.
oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So I was intrigued by the whole concept of the incubating shakes, the science all behind it, how the community is so supportive. It's just so amazing. And the results I was seeing people were getting, and it looked so, easy in a way. For me, it looked easy. And I thought, oh, I want some of that. I've been having success with Isagenix, but when I joined Isagenix last year, I said to Bev, well, the products look great, but I don't do programs. Sorry, so I'm not going to join up on a program. I don't like to be restricted. I've done diets my whole life, on and off in the past, probably in my younger years. And no, I didn't like the way I felt about diets. My weight fluctuated up and down, but usually when I was sort of happy and content and doing, in the flow of what I was doing, I was fine weight wise, but I never made that a focus. I've never owned scales in my life. So it was a closed thing for me. So, if they fit, they fit. They don't, I don't. That's how I know. That was my gauge. So Isagenix, even though I didn't follow any particular program, I was trying many of the products, and I think I lost around about, we're going to go kilos. Sorry, I'm in Aussie here. I think I lost about 6 kilos in about maybe 6 months.
Oh,
But
wow.
that wasn't through any, it wasn't a focus. It's just what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do the gym. I don't exercise. I walk. Yeah. So that's that's what happened. But then a few circumstances changed, and I stacked it on again after, I think, was it after Christmas. I stacked it on again. Yeah, I sort of went back to the comfort eating. I still had my Isagenix, but then I would still have my chocolate and crisps.
And the holidays, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, and I'm a chef. I'd go and I'd cook nice food for myself and others and whatnot. I like baking, so yeah, I indulge.
Wait,
Oh, hold on. All right, go ahead. So you like to treat yourself, and you're baking and you're delighted.
Of course. Who doesn't? Well, I don't know. I'm talking for myself. Yeah.
I am not a baker because I don't like to measure anything.
Yeah.
Too
So,
lazy.
Well, I might have lost track there.
That's okay. No, you're good. No, I get it, because I believe there's just this mindset that the holiday is not the day of the holiday, but especially the Christmas holiday season is like this month-long celebration when Christmas itself is only a day. So I get that. And that's where we kind of get into that railroad of, well, I'm going to go to this party and I'm going to go to that event and I'm going to cook for this meal and I'm going to cook for them. And we do tend to overindulge.
Yeah.
you had already, so you started creeping on us, and then
Yes.
stacking things back on through the holidays. So when did you decide to commit and try the shred?
Okay, so on your last group shred, which I think was the 4th of April. So
Okay.
I started then, and I started what's the word? Can't think of the word. Posting in the ER shred group.
Yeah.
I thought I'd contribute. I started
Yeah.
contributing. So yeah, I thought, oh, I'm gonna just shout out that I'm here and I'm in Australia. I'm gonna join you guys. And then so Beth was talking to me because she did it along with me, and she was talking to me the night before, and I said, oh, this is something I think is really, really good to bring to our team. And I've been watching it, and I've been taking notes, and I've got lots of information. I've been talking to the guys privately, and they're happy for me to share content. And then I said, that's mainly what I think. I just want to, just share it, and I'll do it, but I don't really want to commit because that's what I don't do well with committing.
Yeah.
So she said, oh, okay, well, all right, well, I mean, she's very encouraging, but she understands how I roll. Then when we started, and there was a pizza party we were invited to, and I said, and that's halfway through the shred, so I'm just going to have to break it for that one night and deal with it after. So then the next day we start, something clicked in me. I don't know what it was. Something really clicked, and I thought, nah, I need to do this. I need to commit 100%. And from that moment on, it almost became an obsession. I was obsessed. I'm like, nah, I'm doing this. So pizza party come, I bring my own food. I even made a banoffee pie. That's banana and caramel pie, in case you didn't know what.
Okay.
I made and now every time I bake, I have to taste it or lick the bowl or something. I didn't do any of that ever. That's the first time ever. I've never tasted anything that I've made. So
empowerment.
And then there was a grazing table at this event, and I did not pick anything. I didn't touch anything. I didn't sneak anything. I even brought some amp hydrate, and I bought a bottle of, I checked on the group. Apparently that expensive mineral water is allowed. Somebody had mentioned it. So I made my own drink. It's like, I just brought all my own food, and it was like, this is weird. This is not me. This is totally not me. But I did not programs. But I didn't feel like I was missing out. It was just really weird. I'm like, okay, well, this was working. And then Easter in the middle of the shred, like, what the hell? What's that about? Why did I choose that time? Easter. I always have Easter eggs and chocolate and Easter hot cross buns. My hot cross buns I bought went in the freezer, and they're still in the freezer.
Wow,
it's hidden away. I haven't even looked at it. So yeah, since then, it's been I've been obsessed. And in the first 11 days, my first 11 days, I lost 2.9 kilos, and that's 6.39 pounds. And that halfway through that, on day 5, I got a 2nd-degree burn on my foot, and that put me out of action for doing physical activity, because I had all these plans. I think I did a video of me walking, and I think I posted it in the group. Mm-hmm. And talking about the shred, and I'm on day 5, and this is really cool, and this is my progress so far. And I was planning on doing a lot more, like walking regularly and building up my exercise, but that sort of threw me into a tailspin. I'm like, okay, I can't walk, and I've been immobile pretty much ever since because of my foot. Mm-hmm. And I just I thought, now in the past that may have railroad me and been too much of an obstacle, and I might have just thrown it all in, but no, I've stuck with it. I kept going. Of course, without the the exercise, I thought, oh, well, I might as well see how this goes. How
Mhm.
good is this protocol without doing the exercise? I was curious. So I did that. And I think since I started on the 4th, in total, I've lost 4.2 kilos. So that's 9.25 pounds.
All right. Thank you
So,
for
yeah.
doing the conversions for me because I am not a math person. So I
Yeah,
appreciate
No, that's okay. I understand.
that. So Miss, I don't do programs. Does this feel like a program or does this feel like a
No,
waste?
no, that's why I love it. It's just so, I'm astounded. Like, wow, this is so easy for me. I can't say it's easy for everybody. For me as a chef, like, you don't have, there's no weighing of, like ingredients. There's no, not that that's an issue, but I remember years
For me, it
ago,
is.
I used to watch my parents do Weight Watchers, and they'd weigh stuff, and and like the cottage cheese and the yuck. Sorry, and the Pritikin diet. Like back in the days, it's like yuck. That just put me off. Sorry.
And you can only have so many points in a day, and if you consume them all by this time, you're out of luck. And
I'm not. It's great. You can have snacks. You don't go hungry. But the weird thing is, even without the snacks, I haven't felt hungry. It's just really weird. It's very strange. Even though, there's snacks available, which is great. And, I've experimented. I've got some great ideas, and I've been doing some different things for snacks.
I know I
That's
can't
allowed.
wait for you to share those with us.
Yeah, I've already added a few things to the album, the snack album. So
Awesome.
yeah, but it's
I
it's
appreciate
great.
that.
It's not hard. It's great. I love it. And
So
like yeah, sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it helps that I love meat. I love lamb and beef, and we've got a good butcher here that I use. So yeah,
And it's amazing when you have access to quality food, right?
yeah, totally.
Do you think that could be part of why you're not hungry because you're eating quality food?
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
And I also think too, part of it is that you're not having to tell yourself you're limited. And so for me, because I'm not thinking about calories and I'm not thinking about portions, I don't feel limited. So then I
That,
truly listen to my body, and instead of numbers in a app on my phone tracking what I'm supposed to eat, telling me when I'm hungry and when I'm not, the simplicity of letting my body tell me I might eat more and might eat less. I don't know.
that's exactly it. I completely resonate with that. Absolutely. It's just that's why I've just fell into this so easily and quickly. Yeah.
So I got to go back to you watched this for 3 months. Did you think there was something crazy about this protocol, like the meat, the butter?
No way. No way. I thought it was I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I'm actually was gobsmacked that there is a protocol out there that works, that is backed by science. It's backed by nutritionists and I think doctors. I'm not 100%. To be honest, I haven't looked at every single guide and every single video.
There's a lot there.
And I will if I feel drawn that I need more information. But I find there's a lot of information in people's posts and comments. There's always nuggets in the comments.
Absolutely, there are. Now, how does this way of eating compare to what's recommended in Australia?
Yeah, it's not. It's, I think we'd get a few funny looks. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just like over in the States.
It's it'll be an educational process. I mean, I know a lot of vegans. Oh, and as a chef, I cater for many different diets, and so I was working in the mines, Western Australia, in the gold, in the mines, not just gold mines, yeah, and I used to have to cater for vegans and obviously people with gluten-free diets, but the amount of vegans that that I've come across, it's like, And then I was absolutely fascinated with how many vegans have jumped on board and completely done a turnaround and doing the ER shred. I'm like, wow, that says so much. It makes sense, and it makes so much sense too.
It does. Once they realize, like Julie was sharing earlier, when she was eating the vegan lifestyle, everything was sore, everything hurt, and then she tried the ER shred and she felt good.
Yeah.
Is there something to be said about that? Possibly.
Yeah.
Karen, you have been a pleasure to talk to. Is there anything else on your heart you want to share with us tonight?
No, but thank you so much for having me. And I'm only a newbie, really. So, you know, if there's an opportunity to come back on down the track and share my
Always.
story further, I'd be happy to do that. And yeah.
We absolutely love to hear updates from those who embrace the lifestyle and continue to shred. So keep shredding, keep bringing that energy, heal that injury so you can get back to the moving.
Yeah.
And we cannot wait, but spread it through Australia, bring them into the community. Thank you for everyone who joined us with you tonight as well. That's exciting.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Kylie, Dawn, and Bev.
So let's bring it back stateside. Miss Jamie Wynn, are you out there?
Yep, I'm here.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
Welcome to the Come Alive call.
Yeah, this actually is the first one I've done.
I know. And gee, I don't know why you would do something like that. No idea. So before we get into that, tell us something you're passionate about.
So I'm a therapist, so I enjoy doing that. But I also enjoy doing a lot of crafts, different types of crafts.
I love that. And I think that lends really well into the Girl Scouts. Because I remember
That is true
doing
too.
all of those crafts with my Girl Scout leaders. So Jamie, who shared ER Shred with you?
So my best friend works with Heather, and so of course she mentioned Heather was doing these crazy diet, and I had looked at it and I thought, I was like, oh my God, that I could never do that. But then she had mentioned how well another coworker had done, Michelle, and she had been saying how much Michelle had lost, how much better she feels. And she had a lot of inflammation issues just like me. So I reached out to Michelle and, she called me and we got to talking, and like everything she said, I was just like, that's exactly what I need. Trying to do a lot of these other diets with my Crohn's, it doesn't work. All the diets request so much vegetables, and that's what they were, all about. And I cannot do the vegetables. I just can't. It causes so much pain for me. I haven't really been able to do fruits and vegetables for over 8 years. And of course, even doctors are no help with what to eat and how to, what to diet, because, they think that that's what I need to be eating, but they understand that that's causes a lot of issues for me. So hearing about what the ER shred did for Michelle, I jumped right in. But one of the things that really helped was knowing that it was an 11-day commitment. So I could do it for 11 days, see how I feel, and decide. It wasn't like I need to start this diet and then I need to do it for months before I really see any benefit. I dropped 15 pounds within 5 days. And I mean, I was exhausted the first couple of days, but by that 4th or 5th day, I was feeling so much better. I had energy like I haven't had in years. I take opioids for meds, for my pain. And by the end of the 11 days, I had cut that down in half, which is really impressive. So it was just that the benefits were endless.
Right. And I know you shared it too, because your loving husband gets to deal with me on the daily basis as well. And so I know it's right. So you have been dealing with digestive issues for so long, right? So when was your first
Yeah.
shred?
I did the first one in September.
So you were back in September. So you've been on and off this lifestyle since September. And the reason I really asked you to come on tonight, like we talked about, is your journey from September. Because there's been ebbs and flows to your journey as you've been figuring things out. So you want to share a little bit about that too, because I know that's going to inspire some people too.
So, you know, in doing some of the shreds, it's been a challenge because I tried some of the different flavors of the shakes. You know, between getting stomach bugs and I mean other things, I had times where, you know, I listened to my body and my body was telling me, you know, some of the shakes I was drinking, they just it wasn't working. I would smell them and be nauseous. So I've had to on and off take breaks from the shakes to kind of give my stomach a rest. It took quite a few months before I figured out like I need to just stick to the vanilla and I can't go trying different flavors. It's not worth it. It just causes too much pain and nausea and it's easier to stick with the vanilla. So yeah, that's been a challenge, but the amazing thing is that I've been able to keep going back. The way my mindset always has been is I just, you know, I always get the like, oh, well, screw it, this isn't working, and then I move on. But, you know, with all the benefits that I had from the ER shred, like I keep going back. And so I don't always stick to it perfectly, but you know, the changes I've made are huge and I don't feel guilty when I fall off track anymore because I know I'm going to get back on.
Mm-hmm. And that I think is so powerful for people to hear, that we're here for you along the journey. And one of the other things I commend you for is when you were struggling and you let me know, you were open to playing with different ideas, like going back to vanilla, incubating for the full 2 hours, taking a half.
Oh my God, that's so tough. The 2 hours is tough, but I have learned I have to do the 2 hours. It makes so much of a difference.
And so again, like you were sharing, not to put your mindset on giving up, that it doesn't work for me, but saying I'm struggling and then being open to playing with that. And I think that's some of the empowerment that we gain, because this is the journey to find our blueprints. And your blueprint's going to look different than mine because your backstory has different than mine. What's your total loss to date?
My total loss is 50 pounds.
That's what I thought.
Yep. The last one, I finally hit that 50 mark.
That is so exciting. I am so proud of you. Now, how are cleanses going for you with your issues on cleanse days? You notice?
I feel better on cleanse days. Like, so, I mean, sometimes I'm kind of shaky, but it's tough because I cannot do that broth. I can't.
Some people can't.
I will literally be in the living room and Scott or my mom will do the broth and I'm like, oh my God, they just made the broth. I can't do this. I can smell it anywhere's in the house. And he's like, I don't know how you smell this. It has no scent. And I'm like, you're crazy.
Well, yeah, he is, but he has to work with me. It's okay. Part of why he's crazy, because he's stuck with me. Have you tried making your own homemade bone broth as a substitute option?
Yeah, and I could do that. That's, you know, I love homemade broth, so that's where I kind of stick to.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? We can adapt the what we need to, that it suits what we need. And I see a lot of people, if they struggle with the bone broth, they tend to do a homemade bone broth and it works and they come up with the solutions. And I think that's what it's about. It's finding the solutions that work for your body and embracing your journey. And I am grateful that you were willing to come on here and share it, because I know this is out of your comfort zone.
It is.
Isn't that another piece of the power?
That's true.
right? Because you normally
That
wouldn't
is
do
true.
this,
No, I wouldn't.
but it's an amazing power, isn't it? What
It
other,
is.
go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the, the best things about the diet is, like you said, it's about what you can tolerate. And that was really the biggest thing that hooked me in, because that's what I needed. I needed what was good for my body.
Mhm. And now you can hear your body, and you know when your body's angry because of how long you've been dealing with it. But I think
Yep,
the messages are a little clearer for you now, aren't they?
they are. Oh yeah.
You know what you need and when you need it, because the messages are able to get through.
Yep, exactly. And it helps tremendously with trying to kind of stay on track with minimizing my symptoms as much as possible.
Yeah. So what advice would you give somebody who's been struggling for so long when they hit those bumps on their journey, and the mindset to this point has been throw in the towel and try something different? What would you say to them if they were trying this and they were hitting those bumps?
I mean, I think the biggest thing would be to reach out, to ask for, what adjustments you can make. It's about making those small adjustments to make it easier, make it more tolerable. It's not about being perfect, it's about being better.
Not about being perfect, it's about being better.
I like that.
I love that. That makes me so happy. Is there anything else on your heart you want to share, Jamie?
I think the only big thing is um the the thing that really pushed me over the edge as well was my GI doctor was really pushing on me having surgical weight loss surgery. I had even seen the surgeon. Now, the surgeon, of course, had reviewed all of my past surgeries, all my medical complications, and he's like, if a pilot on the plane tells you they're nervous to fly the plane, would you get on? And I was like, no. And he goes, I'm nervous about this surgery. And I was like, all right, then that's not an option. And my GI doctor was like, well, you know what? The risk isn't that big. You have to do it. And I was like, no, I'm not doing the surgery. And that's when I joined the shred and dropped the weight. And he has been so shocked.
You should be proud too, because I am.
And he's actually said that too. Honestly, he says, I'm really proud of the work you've done.
Well, share the shred with him, because I'm sure he's got other
Yep,
patients who need us too.
I've mentioned it.
Thank you, Jamie, for coming on. All right, I want to kick it over to my brother from another mother who is here to close us out tonight, Mr. Jesse James Jamnick. Hi, friend.
Thanks, Heather. What's happening? What's happening?
Lots are happening. Lots of good things.
Holy smokes. Like, I'm trying to process this call. First of all, Jamie, congratulations. I really do hope you're so proud. It's, I hear these stories about these doctors, and like I heard one and I was like, oh, that's maybe like, I've been doing this for 20 years, guys, literally 20 years, like hardcore. This is my passion. This is my life. Like, it's my fascination. Like, I love this. Like, watching you guys come to life. Like when I had that, like I knew everybody had to have that. Like, it's just, I think it's our birthright, first of all, that everybody should feel amazing every single day. That's just my belief, right? And it's just, I hear these stories like yours, Jamie, about these doctors and such. And again, nothing against allopathic medicine. I believe that the future, and there's so much research on this now, the future is learning how to mend the both together and utilize them for the powers that they both are. And there's greed on both sides. It's learning your path, which we've heard so much tonight. People found their own path. Let that ring to you. That's so important. You found your own path. And that's the most beautiful thing for me as a health coach, is helping people find their path, because my food could be your poison. And we have to understand that, right? But hearing these stories, Heather, it's like, first I hear one, I'm like, oh, maybe that's just a fluke, right? 20 years. And I'm like, the more I dive into, this ER shred is more along the lines of functional medicine, right? It's the elimination. It's really figuring out the power of food, how food is medicine, what certain foods can do to your body, how it can heal, how it can help grow, how it can help nourish, how it can help really whatever the individual needs. That's what it can do, finding the right foods, right? And then you hear so many of these other ones and you're just like, this, you start to believe. And I hear that through everybody tonight, is this just belief, right? Because you all took a shot. So I hope everybody can pull that. And any new people, Julie, bravo to you, friend. Absolutely amazing. Karen, same thing. Like, just unbelievable. I'm just so proud of all of you for saying yes, coming on here. That's a hard thing to do. So just bravo to all of you and everybody who's shared and everybody who keeps sharing. It's your right to share your story. I believe that too. Everybody deserves that. There's not enough people that are heard today, not enough people that even like have good conversations with people and listen to people anymore. I mean, look at this whole thing. This to me just lights me up, just being able to have that. So I hope you guys get that. But I took some key things that I hope to share for any new people that I keep hearing coming up over and over again. So one, just remember that everybody is different. What works for one doesn't necessarily work for the other. However, the ER shred is really, really simple, right? It's the foundational piece, and then you build your own house on your foundation. That's the beautiful thing. What's the main points that we keep hearing? It's easy. It's sustainable. It doesn't feel like a plan. I've never done a plan, but oh my God, for some crazy reason, this has been the greatest thing for me, right? Because it's not about deprivation. It's not about starvation. It's not about the die in diet. It's the complete opposite if you really look at the bigger picture. And I'm so happy that some of you are so strong enough, like you were strong enough to share that it's not always sunshine and rainbows every day, right, Jamie? You got to do the work. You got to do the work. And I'm so proud of you for doing the work, because that's where people quit. And Heather, that's the beautiful thing about that we always come back to with like the ER Shredded Nation, right? It's like, it's there for you, but you can't lead a horse to water and make it drink. So you got to dive in, you got to play, you got to show up for yourself. The only person that you're disappointing if you quit or do something is really you, right? Like, you got to come to the play. We'll get you on the tracks and then you build from there. Each person has their own thing. There's no right and wrong. And really, guys, just the last thing, like, why can this work? Like, have you ever thought about like, why can this work for somebody like me who's an endurance athlete and runs ultra marathons, 50 to 100 miles in the mountains and actually pays to do that? Like, I don't know, screws loose, right? Why can this work for people with gut issues? Why can this work for people that have, problems with blood sugar? Why can this work for somebody who needs to lose a lot of weight? Somebody who doesn't necessarily need to lose weight and is just looking for other things? Because unlike most things out there, again, we're not restricting people. If you really think about it, what are we doing? We're removing poison from your life. And when you really look at food and what food's designed to do inside the body and how it talks to the body and how the cells get from it, and we're not going to dive into all that science, but it is fascinating. Literally every bite you choose to take talks to your cells. You literally have a coral reef of bacteria on your tongue. That's where your microbiome starts, not your colon, where everybody thinks it starts. It starts in your tongue. That's how fascinating your body is. So keep honoring your body, keep doing it. But what are we doing? We're just removing excess sugar. We eat 135 pounds of this crap. It's poison, right? It's poison. So we're removing it. We're removing the processed carbs, the fillers, the stuff that's made in factories, the stuff that doesn't come from the earth, the stuff that doesn't come from nature, the stuff that's not real. And we're just putting in good quality food. It's not crazy when you really think about it. When you really think about it, right? Like, we're just fueling ourselves as humans the way that we were designed to be fed many, many years ago. And we just kind of lost our way. We lost our way. Companies came into the realm and they just screwed everything up for us and we got distracted. And I'm so happy that everybody can just, like Heather, you mentioned, Susan said, we narrow the road. We narrow the road and just let people just get rid of all the BS. And it creates this beautiful thing. But like, we're just taking out the crap and putting in the good. That's really all we're doing, guys. It's really all we're doing. And, you know, some of you, I just want to make this last point too, because I can appreciate that somebody who has gut issues, vegetables can wreak havoc on you. They can rip you apart. They can cause you so much pain. Vegetables have caused me pain before, and I don't necessarily have gut issues. Like, I'll be honest, I can run down a trail like eating a burrito. I've done it before in the middle of a race. Like, it's crazy, right? So I can appreciate that, but I don't want people to necessarily be scared of certain foods. This is not about the elimination of vegetables for the rest of your life, unless they don't serve you. Unless they don't serve you. That's the key piece, is you find you. Certain grains can be good for some people. Vegetables can be good. Certain vegetables can be bad. And we just got to keep playing in that journey. Jamie, I think you're just this example to me of somebody who just won't quit. And I think that's the key thing, is you won't quit on yourself, even though not every day is peachy hunky dory, even though not every day is, oh, I feel the greatest. Like, you don't have to blow smoke up someone's butt. You know what I mean? Like, some days suck. Okay. I have shitty days. Thank you very much. I have a lot of them, but you start to learn, right? And you get better and you do these little tricks, and then we bring it to this bigger picture. So I'm just so excited, Heather. I'm so proud of everybody. And I just wanted to kind of bring those key points, because I keep hearing them over and over and over. And I know we have so many new people all the time, and I keep seeing these questions. So I hope they listen. I hope they listen. I hope they learn from these other shredders. I hope they tune into these weeks every single week. I think I've only missed like 5 out of the entire time that we've been doing this. And it's been because I'm on a plane or driving or something crazy that I can't do it. And every single week, I'm so thankful to keep learning from all these amazing stories. And I hope everybody sees the power in that, takes advantage.
And it really, truly has been an honor to be filling in again and being able to host this call.
And thank you, by the way. I said it on my call, but I will publicly thank you here in this call too, face to face, for filling in for me. And my baby on Tuesdays, Shred Your Body. P.S. That's like a deeper dive version. If any of you want to play around with that, you just shoot me a message. I would love to chat. But thank you so much, because that's such a special thing for me. And you filled my void, and I greatly appreciate you. And I'll shut up now.
Well, and I love playing substitute. I feel like I do a good job, because teachers always ask annoying questions to dig deeper. That's part of what we do. So
I think you do a better job than me, in all honesty. And I just really appreciate you.
Well, thank you. I'm accepting that, because that's hard for me. So I would like to say thank you once again to everyone who showed up, the warriors that shared their stories. We truly appreciate you. The other ambassador, Bob Sivright, is back tomorrow night on the original Shredders Unite business call. That Zoom link will be there. Shredders Unite will be going live in the Shredders Unite community on Facebook. Next Tuesday, I'm sure Jesse's got an amazing call lined up for Shred Your Body, or he will, because he's like that, and he will have that call filled in because he's happy to be back. Captain Caveman covers in returns on Wednesday from Hawaii. So come alive next week. We'll be with him, because I will be at a concert with a bunch of middle school kids making noise with instruments. We hope it comes out as music. But on that note, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye everybody.